مرحبا جميعا، بدي رحب فيكم بقناة الانجليزية مع خالد. بدي اقدم لكم هذا الفيديو الكتير خاص، 500 فعل مع جملة. هدول تقريبا اهم الافعال اللي رح يمروا عليكم، رح يساعدوكم كتير انكم تفهموا المحادثات اليومية، خصوصي الكلمات اللي حاطط لكم اياها كمان بقلب الجمل. لا تنسوا انكم تشتركوا بالقناة، واذا عجبكم الفيديو بدكم تساعدوه ينتشر، حطوا لايك وكمان اتركوا تعليق اسفل هذا الفيديو، وتحققوا على قناة الانجليزية مع خالد على باقي مواقع التواصل الاجتماعي.
Abandon. يتخلى. He has abandoned his little cat. He has abandoned his little cat. لقد تخلى عن قطته الصغيرة. Accept. يقبل. Are you willing to accept my offer? Are you willing to accept my offer? هل أنت على استعداد لقبول عرضي؟ Accompany. يرافق. Would you like me to accompany you on your trip? Would you like me to accompany you on your trip? هل تود مني أن أرافقك في رحلتك؟ Achieve. يحقق. He has achieved the impossible. He has achieved the impossible. لقد حقق المستحيل. Act. يمثل. I don't know why she is acting strange. I don't know why she is acting strange. أنا لا أعلم لماذا هي تتصرف بطريقة غريبة. Add. يضيف. يجمع. Can I add you on Facebook? Can I add you on Facebook? هل يمكنني أن أضيفك على فيسبوك؟ Adjust. يعدل. Would you please adjust the temperature? It's too cold. Would you please adjust the temperature? It's too cold. هل يمكنك من فضلك أن تعدل درجة الحرارة؟ إنه برد للغاية. Admire. يعجب. I admire your curiosity and courage. I admire your curiosity and courage. أنا معجب بفضولك وشجاعتك. Absorb. يمتص. She is good at absorbing information. She is good at absorbing information. هي جيدة في امتصاص المعلومات. Advice. ينصح. The lawyer advised me not to say anything. The lawyer advised me not to say anything. نصحني المحامي أن لا أقول أي شيء. Afford. يقدر أو يتحمل شراء شيء. I cannot afford this new car. It's too expensive. I cannot afford this new car. It's too expensive. لا يمكنني أن أقدر أو أن أتحمل شراء هذه السيارة. إنها باهظة الثمن. Admit. يعترف. He finally admitted stealing my money. He finally admitted stealing my money. لقد اعترف وأخيرا بسرقة أموالي. Agree. يوافق. It is impossible for us to agree on something. It is impossible for us to agree on something. إنه من المستحيل لنا الاتفاق على شيء ما. Allow يسمح. Allow me to introduce myself. Allow me to introduce myself. دعوني أو اسمحوا لي أن أقدم نفسي. Announce يعلن. Apple has announced a brand new iPhone. Apple has announced a brand new iPhone. Apple أعلنت عن هاتف آيفون جديد كلياً. Brand. Answer يجاوب. Unfortunately, I cannot answer all of your questions. Unfortunately, I cannot answer all of your questions. للأسف لا يمكنني أن أجاوب على جميع أسئلتكم. Apologize يعتذر. I apologize if I asked too many questions. I apologize if I asked too many questions. أنا أعتذر إذا طرحت الكثير من الأسئلة. Appear يظهر يبدو. The car appears to be old. Are you sure it's new? The car appears to be old. Are you sure it's new? السيارة تبدو قديمة. هل أنت متأكد إنها جديدة؟ Applaud يهتف يصفق. The audience stood and applauded her performance. The audience stood and applauded her performance. الجمهور وقف وصفق لأدائها. Apply يطبق. Apply to يقدم إلى. I am going to apply to university soon. I'm going to apply to university soon. سوف أقدم للجامعة قريبا. Argue يتجادل. We should not argue about this matter any longer. We should not argue about this matter any longer. لا ينبغي علينا أن نتجادل بشأن هذه المسألة بعد الآن. Arrest يقبض أو يعتقل. She was arrested by the police last year. She was arrested by the police last year. لقد تم اعتقالها من قبل الشرطة السنة الماضية. Ask يسأل. May I ask you a personal question? May I ask you a personal question? هل يمكنني أن أسألك أو أسألك سؤال خاص؟ Attack يهاجم. The dog tried to attack the cat, but failed to. The dog tried to attack the cat, but failed to. الكلب حاول أن يهاجم القطة، ولكن فشل بعمل ذلك. Attract يجذب. This city attracts millions of tourists every year. This city attracts millions of tourists every year. هذه المدينة تجذب الملايين من السياح كل سنة. Approve يوافق يصدق. His parents did not approve of his plans to quit school. His parents did not approve of his plans to quit school. والديه لم يوافقوا على خطته لترك المدرسة. attend يحضر. I think I will attend the opening ceremony. I think I will attend the opening ceremony. أظن أنني سوف أحضر المراسم أو الحفلة الافتتاحية. The opening ceremony. avoid يتجنب. Can we please avoid talking about this subject? Can we please avoid talking about this subject? هل يمكننا رجاءً أن نتجنب التحدث عن هذا الموضوع؟ This subject. awake يوقظ. The alarm awoke me early. The alarm awoke me early. أيقظني المنبه باكرا. Early. become يصبح. You have a lot to learn in order to become wise. You have a lot to learn in order to become wise. لديك الكثير لتتعلمه لكي تصبح حكيما. beg يتوسل. I beg you to forgive me. I beg you to forgive me. أنا أتوسل لك أن تسامحني. begin يبدأ. When does the event begin? When does the event begin? متى يبدأ الحدث؟ blossom يزدهر. Flowers usually start to blossom when it is warm. Flowers usually start to blossom when it is warm. الزهور أو الورود تبدأ عادة بالازدهار عندما يكون الطقس دافئا. behave يتصرف. Your brother behaves like a child. Your brother behaves like a child. أخاك يتصرف كطفل. believe يصدق. You can't just believe anything you read on the internet. You can't just believe anything you read on the internet. لا يمكنك فقط أن تصدق كل شيء تقرأه على الإنترنت. blush يخجل أو يحمر خجلاً. I always blush when I speak in public. I always blush when I speak in public. أنا دائما أخجل أو أحمر خجلا عندما أتكلم أمام الناس. belong ينتمي. This wallet belongs to me. I lost it a few days ago. This wallet belongs to me. I lost it a few days ago. هذه المحفظة هي ملكي. لقد فقدتها منذ بضعة أيام. bend ينحني يثني. It's hard to bend iron. It's hard to bend iron. إنه من الصعب أن نثني الحديد. blow يفجر ينفخ. The building was blown up in order to build a new mall. The building was blown up in order to build a new mall. لقد تم تفجير البناء لكي يتم بناء مركز تجاري جديد. a new mall. Boil يغلي. Boil the rice for 20 minutes. Boil the rice for 20 minutes. اغلي الرز ل20 دقيقة. Board يركب على متن. I started looking for my seat after boarding the plane. I started looking for my seat after boarding the plane. بدأت بالبحث عن كرسيي بعدما ركبت على متن الطيارة. The plane. Bow ينحني يركع. He refused to bow down before the king. He refused to bow down before the king. لقد رفض أن ينحني أمام الملك. The king. Break يكسر. He broke my favorite coffee mug. He broke my favorite coffee mug. لقد كسر فنجاني المفضل للقهوة. Breathe يتنفس. I often have trouble breathing. I often have trouble breathing. أنا في بعض الأحيان أواجه مشاكل في التنفس. Brush يفرشي أو يمشط. Always brush your teeth before going to sleep. Always brush your teeth before going to sleep. نظف أسنانك دائما قبل الذهاب إلى النوم. Burn يحترق أو يحرق. I burned my finger while cooking last night. I burned my finger while cooking last night. لقد حرقت إصبعي عندما كنت أطبخ الليلة الماضية. Last night. Bury يدفن. He buried the money in the backyard. He buried the money in the backyard. لقد دفن المال في الحديقة الخلفية. Bloom يزهر يتورد. These plants bloom in spring. These plants bloom in spring. هذه النباتات تورد في الربيع. Build يبني. They decided to build their own house. They decided to build their own house. لقد قرروا أن يبنوا بيتهم الخاص. Their own house. Buy يشتري. Are you going to buy me a gift for my birthday? Are you going to buy me a gift for my birthday? هل سوف تشتري لي هدية من أجل عيد ميلادي؟ For my birthday. Call يتصل. My old friend called me and apologized. My old friend called me and apologized. صديقي القديم اتصل بي واعتذر. And apologized. Change يغير. He decided to change his name to Robert. He decided to change his name to Robert. لقد قرر أن يغير اسمه إلى Robert. Challenge يتحدى. I challenge you to complete this game. I challenge you to complete this game. أنا أتحداك أن تنهي هذه اللعبة. Calculate. يحسب. We use special instruments to calculate distances. We use special instruments to calculate distances. نحن نستخدم أجهزة خاصة special instruments لكي نحسب المسافات distances. Chase. يلاحق. The police chased the suspect for 2 hours. The police chased the suspect for 2 hours. لاحقت الشرطة المشتبه به the suspect لساعتين for 2 hours. Chat. يدردش. We chat every night before we go to sleep. We chat every night before we go to sleep. نحن ندردش كل ليلة قبل الذهاب إلى النوم. Celebrate. يحتفل. We forgot to celebrate our wedding anniversary. We forgot to celebrate our wedding anniversary. لقد نسينا أن نحتفل بذكرى زواجنا. Wedding anniversary. Carry. يحمل. Let me carry that bag for you. It's too heavy. Let me carry that bag for you. It's too heavy. دعني أحمل عنك تلك الحقيبة. إنها ثقيلة للغاية. Cause. يسبب. He has caused me a lot of trouble lately. He has caused me a lot of trouble lately. لقد سبب لي الكثير من المشاكل مؤخرا. Lately. Cease. يتوقف. ينتهي. The company has ceased production. The company has ceased production. الشركة توقفت أو أنهت الإنتاج. Production. Chew. يمضغ. Don't chew too loudly. It is inappropriate. Don't chew too loudly. It is inappropriate. لا تمضغ بصوت عالي جدا. Too loudly. ذلك غير مناسب. Inappropriate. Compete. ينافس. My 2 kids always compete with each other. My 2 kids always compete with each other. يتنافس دائما ولدي الاثنان مع بعضهم البعض. With each other. Choke. يختنق. يخنق. He almost choked while eating peanuts. He almost choked while eating peanuts. كاد أن يختنق وهو يأكل الفول السوداني. Peanuts. Choose. يختار. You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. يمكنك أن تختار أصدقائك، ولكنك لا يمكنك أن تختار عائلتك. Click. ينقر. Don't click on that link. It looks suspicious. Don't click on that link. It looks suspicious. لا تضغط أو لا تنقر على ذلك الرابط. It looks suspicious. يبدو مريبا. conclude يختتم. Before I conclude, I would like to thank you all for coming. Before I conclude, I would like to thank you all for coming. قبل أن أختتم، أود أن I would like to أشكركم جميعا للقدوم for coming. Clean ينظف. Did you clean your room before eating? Did you clean your room before eating? هل نظفت غرفتك قبل أن تأكل؟ Console يواسي. No one could console her when her husband died. No one could console her when her husband died. لم يتمكن أحد أن يواسيها عندما توفى زوجها. When her husband died. Close يغلق. Please close the window. It is too cold. Please close the window. It is too cold. رجاء أغلق النافذة. إنه برد للغاية. Collect يجمع. Collect all the newspapers and throw them away. Collect all the newspapers and throw them away. أجمع جميع الصحف all the newspapers وارميهم أو تخلص منهم and throw them away. Color يلون. She colored her hair recently. She colored her hair recently. لقد لونت شعرها مسبقا. Recently. Compare يقارن. Don't compare your life to other people. Don't compare your life to other people. لا تقارن حياتك بالأشخاص الآخرين. Comment يعلق. The author refused to comment on the issue. The author refused to comment on the issue. رفض الكاتب the author refused أن يعلق على المسألة on the issue. Cough يسعل. He keeps coughing because of smoking. He keeps coughing because of smoking. هو يستمر بالسعال. He keeps coughing بسبب التدخين. Because of smoking. Complete ينجز يكمل. I cannot complete this task alone. I cannot complete this task alone. أنا لا يمكنني أن أنجز هذه المهمة لوحدي. This task alone. Cooperate يتعاون. My coworkers are unwilling to cooperate. My coworkers are unwilling to cooperate. زملائي في العمل my coworkers هم غير راغبين في التعاون are unwilling to cooperate. Confess يعترف. I confessed to my teacher that I lied. I confessed to my teacher that I lied. اعترفت لأستاذي أنني كذبت. Confuse يحتار يرتبك. People often confuse me and my twin sister. People often confuse me and my twin sister. الناس في العادة often يخلطون بيني وبين أختي التوأم. connect يتصل يوصل. Social media helps people connect with each other. Social media helps people connect with each other. وسائل التواصل الاجتماعي social media تساعد العالم على الاتصال مع بعضها البعض. Connect with each other. Confiscate يصادر. The teacher confiscated the student's toy. The teacher confiscated the student's toy. صادر الأستاذ. The teacher confiscated لعبة الطالب. The student's toy. Conquer يغزو. She must conquer her fear of driving. She must conquer her fear of driving. يجب عليها she must تغزو خوفها من القيادة. Her fear of driving. Concentrate يركز يحشد. I can't concentrate if you keep distracting me. I can't concentrate if you keep distracting me. لا يمكنني أن أركز إذا استمريت في إلهائي. Distracting me. Congratulate يبارك يهنئ. I would like to congratulate you on your new job. I would like to congratulate you on your new job. أود أن أهنئك على عملك الجديد. On your new job. Crush يسحق. The football team crushed their opponents. The football team crushed their opponents. فريق كرة القدم the football team سحق خصومهم their opponents. Collide يصطدم. The vehicle collided with a big truck. The vehicle collided with a big truck. اصطدمت السيارة the vehicle collided بشاحنة كبيرة with a big truck. Consider يعتبر يعتقد. Have you considered my offer yet? Have you considered my offer yet? هل اعتبرت أو فكرت في عرضي حتى الآن؟ Yet. Consist يتألف يتكون. The book consists of 11 chapters. The book consists of 11 chapters. الكتاب يتكون من 11 جزء. Construct ينشئ يبني. Have they begun constructing the new building? Have they begun constructing the new building? هل بدأوا في بناء المبنى الجديد? The new building. Consult يشاور يستشير. I have to consult the manager about the matter. I have to consult the manager about the matter. يجب علي أن أستشير المدير the manager بشأن المسألة about the matter. Continue يتابع. Shall we continue or would you like to rest? Shall we continue or would you like to rest? هل سوف نواصل أو تود أن تستريح? Or would you like to rest? communicate يتواصل. It is hard for beginners to communicate in sign language. It is hard for beginners to communicate in sign language. إنه من الصعب للمبتدئين for beginners التواصل to communicate في لغة الإشارة in sign language. Contribute يساهم. This new discovery will contribute to all humanity. This new discovery will contribute to all humanity. هذا الاكتشاف الجديد this new discovery سوف يساهم للبشرية جمعاء to all humanity. Control يتحكم. Sometimes she can't control her feelings. Sometimes she can't control her feelings. في بعض الأحيان هي لا تتمكن أن تتحكم بمشاعرها. Her feelings. Cook يطبخ. If you're feeling sick, I can cook for you. If you're feeling sick, I can cook for you. إذا كنت تشعر بالمرض, if you're feeling sick, أستطيع أن أطبخ لك. I can cook for you. Copy ينسخ. Stop copying your sister's homework. Stop copying your sister's homework. توقف عن نسخ الواجب المنزلي لأختك. Cost يكلف. Do you know how much would a new card cost? Do you know how much would a new card cost? هل تعلم أو هل تعرف do you know كم تكلف بطاقة جديدة؟ Cover يغطي يشمل. Could you please cover the table with a cloth? Could you please cover the table with a cloth? هل يمكنك رجاءً أن تغطي الطاولة بالقماش؟ Crash يتحطم أو يحطم. He crashed his father's car. He crashed his father's car. لقد حطم سيارة والده. His father's car. Crave يطوق يشتهي. I crave chocolate after every meal. I crave chocolate after every meal. أنا أشتهي الشوكولا. I crave chocolate بعد كل وجبة. After every meal. Cross يعبر. Don't cross the street without looking both ways. Don't cross the street without looking both ways. لا تعبر الطريق. Don't cross the street دون أن تنظر إلى الجهتين. Without looking both ways. Cry يبكي. She cried for 30 minutes after hearing the terrible news. She cried for 30 minutes after hearing the terrible news. لقد بكيت ل30 دقيقة بعد سماعها للأخبار السيئة. After hearing the terrible news. Cure يشفي. He was cured of the disease. He was cured of the disease. لقد تم شفاؤه من المرض. Of the disease. Cut يقص أو يقطع. Don't forget to cut the tomatoes for the salad. Don't forget to cut the tomatoes for the salad. لا تنسى أن تقطع الطماطم the tomatoes من أجل السلطة for the salad. Cycle يركب الدراجة. She cycled to work every day. She cycled to work every day. هي ركبت الدراجة إلى العمل to work كل يوم every day. Dig يحفر. The crazy dog keeps digging holes in the backyard. The crazy dog keeps digging holes in the backyard. الكلب المجنون يستمر بحفر حفر holes in the backyard في الحديقة الخلفية. Die يموت. She died soon after giving birth to her baby. She died soon after giving birth to her baby. هي ماتت بعد فترة وجيزة من ولادة طفلها. After giving birth to her baby. Detect يكشف يرصد. The people can help the police detect crime. The people can help the police detect crime. الناس قادرة على مساعدة الشرطة على اكتشاف الجرائم. Detect crime. Destroy يدمر. The incident destroyed his reputation completely. The incident destroyed his reputation completely. الحادثة the incident دمرت سمعته بشكل كامل. His reputation completely بشكل كامل. Desire يرغب. He desires to inspire change in young people's hearts. He desires to inspire change in young people's hearts. هو يرغب في إلهام inspire تغيير change في قلوب الناس الشباب young people's hearts. Describe يصف. Could you please describe what you saw? Could you please describe what you saw? هل يمكنك من فضلك could you please أن تصف ماذا رأيت what you saw. Depend يعتمد. You can't depend on your friends all the time. You can't depend on your friends all the time. لا يمكنك أن تعتمد على أصدقائك طيل الوقت all the time. Deny ينكر. The White House denied the rumors. The White House denied the rumors. البيت الأبيض the White House أنكر الإشاعات the rumors. Delete يحذف. Don't delete the file if you did not make a copy. Don't delete the file if you did not make a copy. لا تحذف الملف the file إذا لم تعمل نسخة if you did not make a copy. Delay يؤجل يؤخر. They delayed the flight due to technical difficulties. They delayed the flight due to technical difficulties. لقد أجلوا أو أخروا الرحلة الجوية the flight بسبب صعوبات تقنية technical difficulties. decrease يقلل ينخفض. The country's population began to decrease. The country's population began to decrease. بدأ began التعداد السكاني للدولة the country's population بالانخفاض to decrease. decorate يزين. She helped him decorate his new apartment. She helped him decorate his new apartment. لقد ساعدته she helped him decorate his new apartment بأن يزين أو يرتب فرش شقته الجديدة his new apartment. decorate ممكن أيضا أن تأتي كيرتب أو يضع الفرش في مكانه المناسب. decide يقرر. I'm still unable to decide what to do. I'm still unable to decide what to do. أنا ما زلت غير قادراً I'm still unable أن أقرر to decide what to do ماذا سوف أفعل. dare يتحدى يجرؤ. I dare you to do a backflip. I dare you to do a backflip. أتحداك بأن تقوم بباكفليب أو شقلبة إلى الخلف. dance يرقص. I can't dance to bad music. I can't dance to bad music. لا يمكنني أن أرقص لموسيقى سيئة. To bad music. damage يتلف يضر يعطب. The fire damaged half of the city. The fire damaged half of the city. الحريق أو النار the fire هي سببت بأضرار أو تلف نصف المدينة half of the city. dedicate يكرس يخصص. He dedicates himself to his job. He dedicates himself to his job. هو يكرس نفسه لعمله. Himself to his job. differ يختلف يتفاوت. My brother and I differ in many ways. My brother and I differ in many ways. أخي وأنا my brother and I نختلف differ في الكثير من الطرق in many ways أو في طرق عديدة many ways. determine يبت يقرر يحدد. The court determined he was guilty. The court determined he was guilty. قررت المحكمة the court determined أنه كان مذنبا. He was guilty. develop يطور يتطور ينمي. They developed a new vaccine for the virus. They developed a new vaccine for the virus. لقد طوروا لقاح جديد a new vaccine من أجل الفيروس for the virus. digest يهضم. We need some time to digest the bad news. We need some time to digest the bad news. نحتاج إلى بعض الوقت we need some time لكي نهضم الأخبار السيئة to digest the bad news. dip يغمس. I like to dip my chips in cheese. I like to dip my chips in cheese. أحب أن أغمس رقائق البطاطا في الجبنة. My chips in cheese. Disappear. يختفي. The magician disappeared without a trace. The magician disappeared without a trace. اختفى الساحر. The magician disappeared من دون أثر أو بدون أثر. Without a trace. Discuss. يتكلم يتناقش. He is always angry. I can't discuss anything with him. He's always angry. I can't discuss anything with him. هو دائما غاضب. He is always angry. لا يمكنني أن أتكلم أو أتناقش معه بأي شيء. Anything with him. Discover. يستكشف أو يكتشف. Columbus discovered America. Columbus discovered America. Columbus اكتشف أمريكا. Disobey. يعصي يخالف. Soldiers must never disobey their officers. Soldiers must never disobey their officers. الجنود لا يجب عليهم أبدا أن يخالفوا أو يعصوا ضباطهم. Their officers. Distribute. يوزع ينشر. Volunteers helped distribute the medicines. Volunteers helped distribute the medicines. متطوعين volunteers ساعدوا في توزيع أو نشر الأدوية. The medicines. Disturb. يزعج يضايق. Please don't disturb me while I'm working. Please don't disturb me while I'm working. رجاء لا تزعجني. Don't disturb me بينما أنا أعمل. While I am working. Dive. يغطس. He dives deep underwater to look for pearls. He dives deep underwater to look for pearls. هو يغطس عميقا تحت المياه. Deep underwater للبحث عن to look for pearls. اللؤلؤ. Divide. يقسم ينقسم أو يفصل. Divide the cake with your brother. Divide the cake with your brother. قم بتقسيم الجاتو أو الكيك the cake مع أخاك with your brother. Donate. يتبرع يهب. Would you consider donating to our charity? Would you consider donating to our charity? هل يمكنك أن تفكر أو تعتبر بالتبرع donating لجمعيتنا الخيرية to our charity. Download. ينزل أو يحمل. You can download many free softwares from the internet. You can download many free softwares from the internet. يمكنك تحميل أو تنزيل العديد من البرامج المجانية many free softwares من الإنترنت from the internet. Deliver. يوصل. Did they deliver the package or not? Did they deliver the package or not? هل قاموا بإيصال الطرد the package أم لا or not? draw يرسم أو يسحب. Could you draw a picture of me? Could you draw a picture of me? هل يمكنك أن ترسم صورة عني أو صورة لي؟ dream يحلم. I stopped dreaming after taking the new medicine. I stopped dreaming after taking the new medicine. توقفت عن الحلم بعد أخذ الدواء الجديد. After taking the new medicine. drag يسحب يجر. The bag is too heavy to lift. You will have to drag it. The bag is too heavy to lift. You'll have to drag it. الحقيبة هي ثقيلة جدا لكي ترفعها. سيتوجب عليك أن تجرها أو تسحبها. You will have to drag it. drink يشرب. Make sure you drink enough water every day. Make sure you drink enough water every day. تأكد أنك تشرب. Make sure you drink enough water every day. قدر من المياه الكافي enough water كل يوم every day. drive يقود يسوق. Your son drives way too fast. Your son drives way too fast. ابنك يقود بسرعة عالية جدا. Way too fast. dry ينشف أو يجفف. Wait for the paint to dry before you touch it. Wait for the paint to dry before you touch it. انتظر حتى الطلاء يجف. Wait for the paint to dry قبل أن تلمسه. Before you touch it. drop يوقع يسقط. Someone dropped a lighted cigarette and caused a fire. Someone dropped a lighted cigarette and caused a fire. أحد ما someone أوقع سيجارة مشتعلة a lighted cigarette وسبب حريق and caused a fire. dye يصبغ. She dyed her hair blonde. She dyed her hair blonde. لقد صبغت شعرها أشقر. blonde. eat يأكل. Do you eat meat or not? Do you eat meat or not? هل تأكل اللحم أم لا? Or not. employ يوظف يعين. We only employ friendly and professional staff. We only employ friendly and professional staff. نحن نوظف فقط. We only employ العاملين الودودين والمحترفين. Friendly and professional staff. expect يتوقع. She expected I would apologize to her. She expected I would apologize to her. هي توقعت أنني سوف أعتذر لها. extend يمتد. Her visit will extend from Monday to Thursday. Her visit will extend from Monday to Thursday. زيارتها her visit سوف تمتد من اليوم الاثنين إلى يوم الخميس. explain يشرح يفسر. Could you explain why you were late to the meeting? Could you explain why you were late to the meeting? هل يمكنك أن تشرح أو تفسر لماذا كنت متأخرا؟ Why you were late للاجتماع to the meeting. Expand يوسع يتوسع. They made plans to expand the company. They made plans to expand the company. لقد وضعوا خطط. They made plans لتوسيع الشركة to expand the company. Express يعبر. I can express myself in English pretty well. I can express myself in English pretty well. أنا يمكنني التعبير عن نفسي. I can express myself في الإنجليزية بشكل جيد جدا. In English pretty well. Evaporate يتبخر. Keep cooking until most of the liquid has evaporated. Keep cooking until most of the liquid has evaporated. استمر بالطبخ. Keep cooking لحتى until most of the liquid has evaporated. لحتى معظم السائل قد تبخر. Exclude يستبعد يستثني. They were excluded from the meeting. They were excluded from the meeting. لقد تم استبعادهم أو استثناؤهم من الاجتماع. From the meeting. Endanger يعرض للخطر. He endangered their lives by driving too fast. He endangered their lives by driving too fast. لقد عرض حياتهم للخطر. He endangered their lives عن طريق القيادة بشكل سريع جدا. By driving too fast. Exist يوجد. Many scientists believe that life exists on other planets. Many scientists believe that life exists on other planets. العديد من العلماء يصدقون أن many scientists believe that الحياة توجد على الكواكب الأخرى. That life exists on other planets. Envy يحسد. He envies people who live better than him. He envies people who live better than him. هو يحسد الناس أو العالم الذين يعيشون أفضل منه. Who live better than him. Exchange يبدل يقايد. They exchanged addresses and said goodbye. They exchanged addresses and said goodbye. لقد قاموا بمقايدة العناوين addresses وقالوا وداعا and said goodbye. Escape يهرب يفر. They were able to escape the building before it collapsed. They were able to escape the building before it collapsed. لقد تمكنوا من الهرب. They were able to escape من المبنى the building قبل أن ينهار before it collapsed. Erase يمحي. Did you erase my number from your phone? Did you erase my number from your phone. هل قمت بمحي رقمي من هاتفك from your phone. Enjoy يستمتع يتمتع. I hope you enjoy the meal I prepared for you. I hope you enjoy the meal I prepared for you. أتمنى أن تستمتعوا بالوجبة the meal I prepared for you التي حضرتها لكم. Encourage يشجع يحث. His success encouraged his children to work harder. His success encouraged his children to work harder. نجاحه هو شجع أولاده his children للعمل بشكل أقوى to work harder. Educate يثقف يعلم. They educated the young on the dangers of drugs. They educated the young on the dangers of drugs. لقد ثقفوا الشباب أو صغيرين في السن the young على مخاطر المخدرات on the dangers of drugs. Earn يكسب يحصل يستحق. She earned over $5,000 selling paintings. She earned over $5,000 selling paintings. لقد كسبت فوق $5,000 عن طريق بيع اللوحات selling paintings. Exclaim يعلن بقوة. She exclaimed she will never allow her kids to study abroad. She exclaimed she will never allow her kids to study abroad. لقد أعلنت أو قالت بقوة رأيها She will never allow her kids. هي أبدا لن تسمح لأولادها to study abroad بأن يدرسوا في الخارج. Fail يفشل أو يرسب. I failed the final exam because I was sick and couldn't study. I failed the final exam because I was sick and couldn't study. لقد فشلت أو رسبت في الامتحان النهائي the final exam لأنني كنت مريضا ولم أستطع الدراسة because I was sick and couldn't study. Fall يقع يسقط. The cat fell from the first floor. The cat fell from the first floor. وقعت القطة من الطابق الأول from the first floor. Feed يطعم. Did you remember to feed my bird? Did you remember to feed my bird? هل تذكرت بأن تطعم طائري؟ Frighten يرعب يخيف. Sorry, I didn't mean to frighten you. Sorry, I didn't mean to frighten you. أنا آسف، لم أعني أن أخيفك. To frighten you. Fetch يجلب يحضر. Please fetch me my glasses. I can't see anything. Please fetch me my glasses. I can't see anything. رجاء اجلب لي أو احضر لي fetch me نظاراتي my glasses. لا يمكنني رؤية أي شيء. I can't see anything. Fight يقاتل يحارب يتشاجر. The army fought hard against the enemy. The army fought hard against the enemy. لقد قاتل الجيش بقوة. The army fought hard. ضد العدو. Against the enemy. Feel. يرى. يشعر. يحس. I felt someone touch my shoulder. I felt someone touch my shoulder. لقد شعرت أو أحسست بأحد. Someone يلمس كتفي. Touch my shoulder. Fill يملأ. I forgot to fill up my bottle with water. I forgot to fill up my bottle with water. لقد نسيت بأن أملأ. I forgot to fill up زجاجتي أو قنينتي بالمياه with water. Finish ينهي ينتهي يكمل. Did you finish working on your project? Did you finish working on your project? هل انتهيت من العمل working على مشروعك on your project? Find يجد يعثر. I could not find my keys, so I waited for him to come home. I could not find my keys, so I waited for him to come home. لم أتمكن أن أعثر على مفاتيحي my keys. لذلك أنا انتظرته لحتى أتى إلى المنزل to come home. Fix يصلح. The internet company could not fix the issue in time. The internet company could not fix the issue in time. لم تستطع شركة الإنترنت the internet company من أن تصلح المشكلة the issue في الوقت in time. يعني الشركة لم تلحق. fit يلائم يصلح يناسب. Those old jeans still fit me. Those old jeans still fit me. هذا بنطلون الجينز ما زال يلائمني أو يناسبني. Still fit me. Flee يهرب يفر. To escape the fighting, he fled from his village. To escape the fighting, he fled from his village. لكي يهرب من القتال. To escape the fighting هو فر أو هرب. He fled من القرية from the village. Float يطفو يعوم. The tree floated downstream. The tree floated downstream. طفت الشجرة في اتجاه مجرى النهر. Downstream أي في اتجاه مجرى النهر. Upstream في عكس اتجاه مجرى النهر. Fold يطوي. You are an adult and still don't fold your clothes. You're an adult and still don't fold your clothes. أنت أصبحت بالغا أو أنت بالغا. You're an adult وما زلت لا تطوي ثيابك. And still don't fold your clothes. Follow يتابع يحذو يتتبع. Did you follow my instructions carefully? Did you follow my instructions carefully? هل قمت بتتبع تعاليمي بشكل حذر؟ My instructions carefully. Forbid يمنع يحظر. They want to forbid the students from bringing their phone to school. They want to forbid the students from bringing their phone to school. يريدون أن يمنعوا أو أن يحظروا to forbid الطلاب the students من إحضار هواتفهم الخليوية إلى المدرسة. Force يرغم يجبر. You can't force people to listen to you if you keep yelling. You can't force people to listen to you if you keep yelling. لا يمكنك أن ترغم أو أن تجبر العالم إلى الاستماع لك to listen to you if you keep yelling إذا استمريت في الصراخ. Forget يتجاهل ينسى. I forgot my password and can't access my phone. I forgot my password and can't access my phone. لقد نسيت كلمة السر. I forgot my password. ولا يمكنني الدخول إلى الهاتف. And can't access the phone. Forgive. يغفر. يسامح. I will never forgive David for the way he treated me. I will never forgive David for the way he treated me. أنا أبداً لن أسامح أو أغفر لديفيد للطريقة for the way التي عاملني بها. He treated me. Free يحرر. They were freed from jail. They were freed from jail. لقد تم تحريرهم من السجن. From jail. Freeze يجمد. If you stay outside, you will freeze to death. If you stay outside, you will freeze to death. إذا بقيت في الخارج, if you stay outside, سوف تتجمد للموت. You will freeze to death. Fry يقلي. Make sure you open the windows when you fry. Make sure you open the windows when you fry. تأكد من أنك تفتح النوافذ. Make sure you open the windows عندما تقلي. When you fry. Fulfill ينجز يلبي يحقق. Were you able to fulfill your ambition to visit New York? Were you able to fulfill your ambition to visit New York? هل استطعت بتحقيق طموحك? Were you able to fulfill your ambition بزيارة نيويورك? To visit New York. Grow يكبر ينمو يتزايد. Kids grow up so quickly these days. Kids grow up so quickly these days. الأولاد يكبرون بسرعة so quickly هذه الأيام. These days. Guess يحذر. Can you guess which color is my favorite? Can you guess which color is my favorite? هل يمكنك أن تحذر أي لوني المفضل? Which color is my favorite? Guide يرشد يوجه. Could you please guide me through the forest? Could you please guide me through the forest? هل يمكنك من فضلك أن ترشدني عبر الغابة through the forest? Gaze يحدق. The child gazed at his music teacher in amazement. The child gazed at his music teacher in amazement. الطفل أو الولد حدق بأستاذ الموسيقى at his music teacher بدهشة in amazement. glance يلمح يلقي نظرة خاطفة. She kept glancing at her friend. She kept glancing at her friend. استمرت في إلقاء نظرات خاطفة على صديقها أو صديقتها at her friend. guard يحرس يحمي. There are some soldiers guarding the gate. There are some soldiers guarding the gate. يوجد بعض من الجنود الذين يحرسون أو يحمون البوابة. The gate. Google يبحث على جوجل. I tried to Google his name but couldn't find any information. I tried to Google his name but couldn't find any information. حاولت أن أبحث على جوجل. I tried to Google اسمه his name ولكني لم أستطع أن أجد أي معلومة. But I couldn't find any information. give يعطي يمنح. She gave him presents and clothes. She gave him presents and clothes. أعطته she gave him هدايا وثياب presents and clothes. gain يحظى يكتسب. He gained a lot of weight over the past year. He gained a lot of weight over the past year. لقد اكتسب الكثير من الوزن. He gained a lot of weight over the past year. على مدى السنة الماضية. go يذهب ينطلق يرحل يسير. Did you go to the mall or the store? Did you go to the mall or the store? هل ذهبت إلى المركز التجاري to the mall أو إلى المتجر or to the store? grab يمسك يقبض. Don't grab the ball. Don't grab the ball. لا تمسك أو لا تقبض بالكرة. The ball. grade يصنف يضع درجات. The teacher forgot to grade the exams. The teacher forgot to grade the exams. نسي الأستاذ the teacher forgot بأن يضع درجات للامتحان to grade the exams. hurt يؤذي يجرح يؤلم. My back hurts a lot after I fell down the stairs. My back hurts a lot after I fell down the stairs. ظهري يؤلم كثيرا hurts a lot بعدما سقطت أسفل الدرج after I fell down the stairs. hurry يسرع يستعجل. You have to hurry. We don't have much time. You have to hurry. We don't have much time. يجب عليك أن تسرع أو تستعجل. You have to hurry. ليس لدينا الكثير من الوقت. We don't have much time. hunt يصيد يطارد يصطاد. In the fall, they hunt deer and rabbits. In the fall, they hunt deer and rabbits. في الخريف, in the fall, هم يصطادون deer and rabbits, الغزلان والأرانب. harm يؤذي يضر. I didn't mean to cause him any harm. I didn't mean to cause him any harm. أنا لم أقصد أن أسبب له to cause him أي ضرر. Any harm. hug يعانق يحضن. They hugged each other after years of separation. They hugged each other after years of separation. لقد عانقوا بعضهم البعض. They hugged each other بعد سنين من الانفصال. After years of separation. Humiliate يذل يهين. You humiliated me in front of the whole school. You humiliated me in front of the whole school. أنت أهنتني أمام in front of المدرسة بأجمعها. The whole school. Hope يأمل يرجو. I hope we see each other soon. I hope we see each other soon. أنا آمل أن نرى بعضنا البعض قريبا. Soon. Hold يمسك يحمل. She was holding a brown leather suitcase. She was holding a brown leather suitcase. لقد كانت تحمل حقيبة سفر جلدية بنية اللون. A brown leather suitcase. Hide يختبئ يخبئ يخفي. They hid the money in the house. لقد أخبأوا المال the money في المنزل in the house. Hatch يفقس. Eggs need to be put in a warm place to hatch. Eggs need to be put in a warm place to hatch. البيض يحتاج أن يوضع في مكان دافئ in a warm place لكي يفقس to hatch. Hit يضرب يصطدم. He was hit in the mouth by the criminal. He was hit in the mouth by the criminal. لقد ضرب في الفم من قبل المجرم by the criminal. Help يساعد يعين يعاون. I need help cleaning the house. I need help cleaning the house. أنا أحتاج للمساعدة بتنظيف البيت. Cleaning the house. Hear يسمع. I heard a knock on the door. Maybe it was the wind. I heard a knock on the door. Maybe it was the wind. سمعت طرقة a knock على الباب on the door. ربما كانت الرياح. Maybe it was the wind. Hate يكره يبغض. Almost everybody hates waking up in the morning. Almost everybody hates waking up in the morning. تقريبا جميع الأشخاص almost everybody يكرهون الاستيقاظ في الصباح. Hates waking up in the morning. Heal يشفى أو يشفي أو يعالج. Wounds take time to heal. Wounds take time to heal. الجروح wounds تأخذ وقتا لكي تشفى. Take time to heal. Hang يعلق يشنق. Bats sleep hanging upside down. Bats sleep hanging upside down. الخفافيش تنام معلقة رأسا على عقب. Upside down. Happen يحصل يحدث يقع. Don't worry. I don't think anything bad is going to happen. Don't worry. I don't think anything bad is going to happen. لا تقلق. Don't worry. أنا لا أظن أي شيء سيء سوف يحصل. handle يتولى يتكفل. The lawyer was able to handle the case properly. The lawyer was able to handle the case properly. استطاع المحامي بأن يتولى القضية بشكل مناسب أو بصورة صحيحة. properly. ignite يشعل. The fire was ignited by sparks. The fire was ignited by sparks. النار شعلت من قبل شرارات by sparks. identify يتعرف يحدد. They were able to identify the suspect's identity. They were able to identify the suspect's identity. لقد تمكنوا بالتعرف. They were able to identify هوية المشتبه به. The suspect's identity. ignore يتجاهل يغفل. Stop ignoring my question. Stop ignoring my question. توقف عن تجاهل سؤالي. My question. imagine يتخيل يتصور. Imagine if we could live on Mars one day. Imagine if we could live on Mars one day. تخيل أو تصور إذا استطعنا أن نعيش على المريخ. If we could live on Mars في يوم من الأيام. One day. impose يفرض. The new school's principal imposed the new rule on all students. The new school's principal imposed the new rule on all students. مدير المدرسة الجديد the new school's principal فرض القاعدة الجديدة على جميع الطلاب. The new rule on all students. improve يحسن يعزز. The two countries tried to improve their relations. The two countries tried to improve their relations. حاولت البلدان تحسين علاقتهما. Improve their relations. increase يزداد يزيد يرتفع. They decided to increase his salary after he threatened to quit. They decided to increase his salary after he threatened to quit. لقد قرروا they decided to أن يزيدوا معاشه to increase his salary بعدما هدد بأن يستقيل after he threatened to quit. impel يدفع على عمل شيء ما. Financial difficulties impelled him to desperate measures. Financial difficulties impelled him to desperate measures. دفعت الصعوبات المالية financial difficulties إلى اتخاذ تدابير يائسة desperate measures. inflate يضخم ينفخ. I am not sure how to inflate my car tires. I'm not sure how to inflate my car tires. أنا لست متأكدا كيف. I'm not sure how to أضخم أو أنفخ دواليب سيارتي. Inflate my car tires. illustrate يوضح يبين. One example is enough to illustrate the point. One example is enough to illustrate the point. مثال واحد one example هو كافي لكي يبين أو يوضح النقطة أو المفهوم to illustrate the point. initiate يشرع يباشر. He initiated discussions between the two tribes. He initiated discussions between the two tribes. لقد بدأ أو شرع بالمناقشات discussions بين القبيلتين between the two tribes. Inspect يعاين يفتش. They inspected the building for damage after the earthquake. They inspected the building for damage after the earthquake. لقد عاينوا المبنى the building للضرر for damage after the earthquake بعد الهزة الأرضية. Imitate يقلد. His style was imitated by many other writers. His style was imitated by many other writers. أسلوبه his style تم تقليده was imitated من قبل العديد من الكتاب الآخرين by many other writers. Include يشمل يتضمن. The price includes dinner, bed, and breakfast. The price includes dinner, bed, and breakfast. السعر the price يشمل أو يتضمن العشاء، السرير أو المنامة bed، والفطور and breakfast. Imprison يحبس يسجن. He was imprisoned 3 times for his activities. He was imprisoned 3 times for his activities. لقد تم سجنه 3 مرات. He was imprisoned 3 times بسبب نشاطاته for his activities. Insure يؤمن. You should insure your new car in case something bad happens. You should insure your new car in case something bad happens. يجدر بك بأن تؤمن سيارتك الجديدة your new car في حال in case something bad happens شيء سيء يحدث أو حدث. Inspire يوحي يلهم. The moon landing inspired a generation of engineers. The moon landing inspired a generation of engineers. الهبوط على القمر the moon landing أوحى أو ألهم inspired جيل من المهندسين a generation of engineers. Install يثبت. They were planning to install a new shower. They were planning to install a new shower. لقد كانوا يخططون لكي they were planning to أن يثبتوا install a new shower دوش جديد. Insult يهين. Never insult your elders. Never insult your elders. أبدا لا تهين الكبار. Introduce يقدم. She introduced her fiancé to her family. She introduced her fiancé to her family. لقد قدمت خطيبها her fiancé لعائلتها to her family. Invent يخترع يبتكر. Many children invent an imaginary friend. Many children invent an imaginary friend. العديد من الأولاد many children يخترعون أو يبتكرون صديق خيالي an imaginary friend. Invite يدعو. They decided to invite him to the party. They decided to invite him to the party. لقد قرروا أن يدعوه. They decided to invite him إلى الحفلة. To the party. Inform. يبلغ. We informed the police as soon as we knew what happened. We informed the police as soon as we knew what happened. لقد بلغنا الشرطة حالما as soon as علمنا ماذا حصل. We knew what happened. In fact, يعدي يصيب. You should wear a mask in order not to infect other people. You should wear a mask in order not to infect other people. يجدر بك بأن ترتدي قناع أو كمامة mask لكي in order لا تعدي الناس الآخرين not to infect other people. Join ينضم. Her cousin joined the army a couple of years ago. Her cousin joined the army a couple of years ago. ابن عمها her cousin انضم إلى الجيش joined the army من بضعة سنوات مضت a couple of years ago. Justify يبرر. He tried to justify his absence with bad excuses. He tried to justify his absence with bad excuses. لقد حاول أن يبرر غيابه his absence with bad excuses بأعذار سيئة. Jump يقفز. How high can you jump? How high can you jump? إلى أي ارتفاع يمكنك القفز؟ Kiss يقبل. People in Spain kiss when they meet. People in Spain kiss when they meet. الناس في إسبانيا people in Spain يقبلون بعضهم البعض kiss عندما يلتقون. Kill يقتل يذبح. The wolf killed all of the sheep. The wolf killed all of the sheep. الذئب قتل جميع الأغنام. All of the sheep. Keep يستمر يحتفظ يبقي. It is easier to spend money than to keep it. It is easier to spend money than to keep it. إنه من الأسهل صرف المال to spend money عن الاحتفاظ به than to keep it. Kneel يركع يشثو. They knelt down and prayed. They knelt down and prayed. لقد ركعوا وصلوا. Knit يحيك. She was knitting a sweater for her nephew. She was knitting a sweater for her nephew. كانت تحيك سترة a sweater من أجل ابن أخاها أو أختها for her nephew. Know يعرف. Do you know how to speak Japanese? Do you know how to speak Japanese? هل تعرف أن تتحدث اليابانية? How to speak Japanese? Knock يطرق. Stop knocking on my window. Stop knocking on my window. توقف عن طرق نافذتي. My window. Learn يتعلم. I want to learn English in order to travel. I want to learn English in order to travel. أنا أريد أن أتعلم الإنجليزية لكي أسافر. In order to travel. Lean يميل يستند. Don't lean against the wall. It was painted this morning. Don't lean against the wall. It was painted this morning. لا تميل أو لا تستند على الحائط. Against the wall. لقد تم دهنه. It was painted هذا الصباح. This morning. Laugh يضحك. He laughed so hard he almost choked. He laughed so hard he almost choked. لقد ضحك بقوة جدا. So hard he almost choked. كاد أن يختنق. Land يهبط. The pilot tried to land the airplane on water. The pilot tried to land the airplane on water. حاول كابتن الطائرة. The pilot tried أن يهبط الطائرة to land the airplane على المياه on water. Let يدع. Don't let looks deceive you. Don't let looks deceive you. لا تدع المظاهر أن تخدعك. Deceive you. Listen يسمع. Listen carefully to what the teacher says during the lesson. Listen carefully to what the teacher says during the lesson. استمع بحذر. Listen carefully. لماذا يقول الأستاذ أو الأستاذة to what the teacher says خلال الدرس during the lesson. Lie يكذب أو يستلقي. The police ordered him to lie on the ground. The police ordered him to lie on the ground. أمرته الشرطة. The police ordered him أن يستلقي على الأرض. To lie on the ground. Lick يلعق. He licked the stamp and stuck it to the envelope. He licked the stamp and stuck it to the envelope. هو لعق الطابع the stamp وألصقه على الظرف and stuck it on the envelope. Live يعيش يسكن. The child lives with his grandmother. The child lives with his grandmother. الطفل the child يعيش أو يسكن مع جدته with his grandmother. Look ينظر. People looked at the strange cloud in the sky. People looked at the strange cloud in the sky. الناس نظروا إلى الغيمة الغريبة at the strange cloud في السماء in the sky. Lose يخسر. He lost his patience pretty quickly. He lost his patience pretty quickly. لقد خسر صبره his patience بسرعة جدا pretty quickly. Lend يقرض. Could you lend me your car for the weekend? Could you lend me your car for the weekend? هل باستطاعتك أن تقرضني أو تعيرني سيارتك your car من أجل نهاية الأسبوع for the weekend? Love يحب. He loved all of his kids equally. He loved all of his kids equally. لقد أحب جميع أولاده بشكل متساوي. equally. Leave يترك أو يغادر. He left before he could see you. He left before he could see you. لقد غادر قبل أن يستطيع أن يراك. Before he could see you. Like يحب. I don't like to keep people waiting. I don't like to keep people waiting. أنا لا أحب أن أبقي الناس منتظرة. I don't like to keep people waiting. Multiply يضرب أي في الرياضيات أو يتزايد في الأعداد. My troubles multiplied ever since I started my company. My troubles multiplied ever since I started my company. مشاكلي my troubles هي تضاعفت أو إنه تضاربت زايدت multiplied منذ ما ever since بدأت شركتي. I started my company. Move يتحرك أو ينتقل. His family moved to London when he was a child. His family moved to London when he was a child. انتقلت عائلته. His family moved to London إلى لندن عندما كان طفلا. When he was a child. Motivate يحفز. It is the teacher's job to motivate children at school. It is the teacher's job to motivate children at school. إنه واجب أو عمل الأستاذ. It is the teacher's job لكي يحفز الأطفال في المدرسة. To motivate children at school. Mix يمزج أو يخلط. Oil and water don't mix. Oil and water don't mix. المياه والزيت لا ينخلطون. Mistake يخطئ بين. He mistook me for a celebrity. He mistook me for a celebrity. أي هو اعتقدني شخص مشهور. A celebrity. Miss يفوت يشتاق. He missed his flight by a few minutes. He missed his flight by a few minutes. لقد فوت رحلته الجوية his flight ببضعة دقائق by a few minutes. Measure يقيس. In the US, they measure distance in feet and miles. In the US, they measure distance in feet and miles. في الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية in the US يقومون بقياس المسافة. They measure distance في الأقدام والأميال in feet and miles. Marry يتزوج. My father married my mother after only 6 weeks of meeting each other. My father married my mother after only 6 weeks of meeting each other. والدي هو تزوج أمي my mother بعد فقط after only 6 weeks of meeting each other. 6 أسابيع من التقائهم ببعضهم البعض. Murder يقتل. She was accused of murdering her friend. She was accused of murdering her friend. لقد تم اتهامها ب she was accused of قتل صديقها أو صديقتها. Murdering her friend. Mark يعلم يضع علامة. She marked all her possessions with her name. She marked all her possessions with her name. لقد وضعت علامة أو علمت جميع ممتلكاتها all her possessions باسمها with her name. melt يذوب يذيب. Global climate change is causing the ice caps to melt. Global climate change is causing the ice caps to melt. يتسبب تغير المناخ العالمي global climate change في ذوبان القمم الجليدية. make يجعل يعمل يصنع. My grandmother made a dress for me. My grandmother made a dress for me. جدتي my grandmother صنعت أو عملت لأجلي for me فستان a dress. merge يدمج يندمج. The two local companies decided to merge. The two local companies decided to merge. قررت الشركتان المحليتان local بالاندماج to merge. modify يعدل. He modified his car so it could go faster. He modified his car so it could go faster. لقد عدل سيارته. He modified his car لكي so it could go faster. تستطيع أن تذهب بشكل أسرع. faster. manage يدير أو ينجح في عمل شيء. Their elder son managed the farm. Their elder son managed the farm. ابنهم الكبير أو الأكبر their elder son دار المزرعة managed the farm. need يحتاج. My newborn needs a lot of attention. My newborn needs a lot of attention. مولودي الجديد my newborn يحتاج الكثير من needs a lot of الاهتمام attention. neglect يتجاهل يهمل. The old car has been neglected for so many years. The old car has been neglected for so many years. لقد تم إهمال السيارة القديمة. The old car has been neglected لعدة سنوات عديدة for so many years. notice يلاحظ. Do you notice anything different about my look? Do you notice anything different about my look? هل تلاحظ أي شيء مختلف anything different بشأن مظهري about my look. offer يعرض يقدم. The mechanic offered to repair my car for a low price. The mechanic offered to repair my car for a low price. لقد عرض الميكانيكي the mechanic offered لكي يصلح سيارتي بسعر منخفض. To repair my car for a low price. occur يحدث يجري. The accident occurred at about 3:30 p.m. The accident occurred at about 3:30 p.m. حدثت الحادثة The accident occurred عند حوالي الساعة 3:30 عصرا at about 3:30 p.m. observe يراقب يرصد. She observed that all the chairs were already occupied. She observed that all the chairs were already occupied. لقد راقبت أو لاحظت بأن جميع الكراسي that all the chairs were already occupied كانوا غير متاحين من الأصل already. omit يشطب يحذف. He was omitted from the second test. He was omitted from the second test. تم شطبه أو شطب اسمه he was omitted من الامتحان الثاني from the second test. oppress يقمع أو يضطهد. The regime tried to oppress the uprisings. The regime tried to oppress the uprisings. حاول النظام the regime tried to أن يقمع أو يضطهد oppress الانتفاضات the uprisings. open يفتح. Don't open the car's window. It is too cold. Don't open the car's window. It is too cold. لا تفتح نافذة السيارة. Don't open the car's window. إنه بارد للغاية. It is too cold. الجو بارد للغاية. operate يدير عملية مثلا أو آلة أو يعمل عملية جراحية. I don't know how to operate this machine. I don't know how to operate this machine. أنا لا أعلم كيف أدير هذه الآلة أو أعمل على هذه الآلة. I don't know how to operate this machine. order يأمر يطلب. She ordered him to do his homework. She ordered him to do his homework. هي أمرته بأن يعمل وظائفه to do his homework. organize ينظم. She is very good at organizing documents. She's very good at organizing documents. هي ممتازة جدا أو جيدة جدا very good بتنظيم at organizing مستندات documents. originate ينشأ. A lot of our medicines originate from tropical plants. A lot of our medicines originate from tropical plants. الكثير من أدويتنا a lot of our medicines تأتي أو تنشأ من النباتات الاستوائية originate from tropical plants. overtake يتجاوز. Never try to overtake on a bend. Never try to overtake on a bend. أبدا لا تحاول بأن never try to أن تتجاوز على منعطف overtake on a bend. own يملك يمتلك. The family owns every restaurant in this area. The family owns every restaurant in this area. العائلة تمتلك كل مطعم في هذه المنطقة. Every restaurant in this area. owe يدين. I still owe you $2,000, right? I still owe you $2,000, right? أنا أدين لك $2,000. أليس ذلك صحيحا؟ Right? prescribe يوصف دواء. Her doctor prescribed sleeping pills. Her doctor prescribed sleeping pills. طبيبها her doctor وصف أدوية أو حبوب منومة sleeping pills. prepare يستعد يحضر. Schools should prepare children for life. Schools should prepare children for life. المدارس ينبغي عليها أن تحضر الأولاد للحياة. For life. Prefer. يفضل. I prefer red to orange. I prefer red to orange. أنا أفضل الأحمر على الأورانج أو البرتقالي. Pray. يصلي. The whole family is praying for Michael. The whole family is praying for Michael. العائلة بأجمعها the whole family هي تصلي من أجل Michael is praying for Michael. Pluck. يقطف. Don't pluck the neighbor's fruits. Don't pluck the neighbor's fruits. لا تقطف فواكه الجار. The neighbor's fruits. Pause. يتوقف. Let's pause for a cup of tea. Let's pause for a cup of tea. هيا بنا نتوقف من أجل فنجان شاي. For a cup of tea. Play. يلعب. يلهو. Tell the children to stop playing by the pool. Tell the children to stop playing by the pool. أخبر الأولاد أو قل للأولاد tell the children بأن يتوقفوا عن اللعب بجانب المسبح by the pool. Plan. يخطط. ينوي. They plan to travel to Egypt next month. They plan to travel to Egypt next month. هم يخططون أو ينوون إلى السفر إلى مصر to travel to Egypt الشهر القادم next month. Place. يضع. She placed a book on the table. She placed a book on the table. هي وضعت كتاب على الطاولة. A book on the table. Persuade. يحث. يقنع. It wasn't easy, but I persuaded him to do the right thing. It wasn't easy, but I persuaded him to do the right thing. لم يكن سهلا. It wasn't easy. ولكن أقنعته. But I persuaded him لكي يفعل أو يعمل الشيء الصحيح. To do the right thing. Permit. يتيح. يسمح. His health did not permit him to stay there. His health did not permit him to stay there. صحته لم تتيح له أو لم تسمح له بأن يبقى هناك. Did not permit him to stay there. Pay. يدفع. The traveler paid a guide to show him the city. The traveler paid a guide to show him the city. المسافر دفع لمرشد paid a guide لكي يريه المدينة to show him the city. Participate. يشترك. يشارك. يساهم. Thousands participated in a nationwide strike. Thousands participated in a nationwide strike. الآلاف شاركوا. Thousands participated في إضراب وطني. In a nationwide strike. Point. يشير. It is rude to point your finger at someone. It is rude to point your finger at someone. إنه من العيب. It is rude أن تشير بإصبعك على أحد ما. To point your finger at someone. Please. يرضي. He arranged a fishing trip to please his son. He arranged a fishing trip to please his son. لقد نظم رحلة صيد. He arranged a fishing trip لكي يرضي ابنه. To please his son. Preserve. يحفظ. يحافظ. Efforts to preserve the peace have failed. Efforts to preserve the peace have failed. جهود أو محاولات efforts للمحافظة على السلام to preserve the peace هي فشلت have failed. Pollute يوسخ يلوث. The new factory is polluting the town's only river. The new factory is polluting the town's only river. المعمل الجديد the new factory هو يلوث is polluting النهر الوحيد للبلدة the town's only river. Pass يمر يمرر. I had to pass through a storm to get to here. I had to pass through a storm to get to here. كان علي أن أمر بعاصفة أو من خلال عاصفة through a storm لكي أصل إلى هنا to get to here. Practice يمارس يتدرب. I need to practice the piano. I need to practice the piano. أنا أحتاج لكي أتمرن على البيانو. Pour يسكب يصب. Don't pour hot water into the glass or it will crack. Don't pour hot water into the glass or it will crack. لا تسكب مياه ساخنة. Don't pour hot water إلى الزجاج into the glass وإلا سوف ينكسر or it will break. Propose يقترح أو يطلب يد أحد. I propose we rest for an hour before we continue. I propose we rest for an hour before we continue. أنا أقترح بأننا نستريح we rest لمدة ساعة for an hour قبل أن نستمر before we continue. Press يضغط. She pressed a button and the doors slid open. She pressed a button and the doors slid open. هي ضغطت أو كبست زر a button وانفتحت الأبواب and the doors slid open. slid هي ماضي slide وهي تعني ينزلق. Pretend يدعي. Kids like to pretend they are superheroes. Kids like to pretend they are superheroes. الأطفال يحبون أن يدعون أنهم أبطال خارقين. Pretend they are superheroes. Produce ينتج. The company has produced a lot of cars this year. The company has produced a lot of cars this year. الشركة أنتجت الكثير من السيارات has produced a lot of cars هذه السنة this year. Prevent يحيل يمنع. Action must be taken to prevent further accidents. Action must be taken to prevent further accidents. تصرف أو عمل action يجب أن يؤخذ must be taken لكي يحيل أو يمنع to prevent حوادث إضافية further accidents. Print يطبع. They printed 1,000 copies of the book. They printed 1,000 copies of the book. هم طبعوا 1000 نسخة 1,000 copies من الكتاب of the book. Pardon يعذر. Pardon me, I didn't hear what you said. Pardon me, I didn't hear what you said. اعذرني. Pardon me, أنا لم أسمع ماذا قلت. I didn't hear what you said. Protect يحمي. We are not doing enough to protect the environment. We are not doing enough to protect the environment. نحن لا نفعل ما يكفي. We are not doing enough لكي نحمي البيئة. To protect the environment. Partake يساهم. Will you partake in the celebration? Will you partake in the celebration? هل سوف تساهم في الاحتفال? In the celebration. Provide يتيح يزود. We provide help to families in bad situations. We provide help to families in bad situations. نحن نزود أو نتيح مساعدة help للعائلات في الحالات السيئة أو في الأوضاع السيئة in bad situations. Punish يعاقب. If you fail, don't punish yourself. If you fail, don't punish yourself. إذا فشلت, if you fail, لا تعاقب نفسك. Don't punish yourself. Put يضع. He put his glasses on the table. He put his glasses on the table. هو وضع أو يضع put هي نفسها في الماضي والحاضر his glasses نظاراته on the table على الطاولة. Proceed يتقدم يواصل. They decided to proceed with their original plan. They decided to proceed with their original plan. لقد قرروا أن they decided to أن يواصلوا بخطتهم الأصلية. To proceed with their original plan. Prevent يمنع. They succeeded in preventing further accidents in the workplace. They succeeded in preventing further accidents in the workplace. لقد نجحوا بمنع حوادث إضافية further accidents في مكان العمل in the workplace. Prove يثبت. Can you prove that what you say is true? Can you prove that what you say is true? هل يمكنك أن تثبت أن الذي تقوله هو صحيح؟ That what you say is true? Qualify يتأهل. His skills qualify him for the job. His skills qualify him for the job. مهاراته his skills تجعله يتأهل qualify him من أجل العمل for the job. Quit يستقيل يترك. If I don't get more money, I will quit my job. If I don't get more money, I will quit my job. إذا لم أحصل على المزيد من المال, if I don't get more money, سوف أستقيل أو أترك عملي أو شغلي. I will quit my job. realize يدرك يحقق. He didn't realize his mistake. He didn't realize his mistake. هو لم يدرك خطأه. His mistake. Rain تمطر. It was beginning to rain, so we stayed home. It was beginning to rain, so we stayed home. كانت بدأت أن تمطر. It was beginning to rain. لذلك so بقينا في البيت. We stayed home. Renew يجدد. I need to renew my passport this year. I need to renew my passport this year. أحتاج أن أجدد جواز سفري my passport هذه السنة this year. Race يسابق. The rabbit raced the turtle and lost. The rabbit raced the turtle and lost. الأرنب سابق raced الزلحفاة the turtle and lost وخسر. Repeat يكرر يعيد. Could you please repeat what you just said? Could you please repeat what you just said? هل يمكنك من فضلك أو هل تستطيع could you please أن تكرر repeat الذي قلته للتو what you just said. Relate يربط يتعلق. High unemployment is related to high crime rates. High unemployment is related to high crime rates. البطالة العالية high unemployment هي مرتبطة أو تتعلق بمعدلات الجرائم المرتفعة high crime rates. Recall يتذكر. Can you recall exactly what happened? Can you recall exactly what happened? هل يمكنك أن تتذكر تماما exactly ما الذي حدث? What happened? Reach يصل. We won't reach the city till 5 or 6 o'clock. We won't reach the city till 5 or 6 o'clock. نحن لن نصل إلى المدينة. We won't reach the city حتى الساعة 5 أو 6 till 5 or 6 o'clock. Reset يعيد يسترجع. I must reset my phone. It is too slow. I must reset my phone. It is too slow. يجبر علي أن أعيد ضبط هاتفي. I must reset my phone. إنه بطيء للغاية. It is too slow. Recite يروي يتلو. She can recite the whole poem from memory. يمكنها أن تروي القصيدة كاملة the whole poem من الذاكرة from memory. Resist يقاوم يصمد. Antibodies help us to resist infection. Antibodies help us to resist infection. الأجسام المضادة تساعدنا على مقاومة العدوى infection. Receive يتلقى يحصل. Did you receive the package yet or not? Did you receive the package yet or not? هل تلقيت الطرد بعد أم لا؟ Did you receive the package yet or not? Resolve يحسم يحل. She helped me resolve my issue in 2 minutes. She helped me resolve my issue in 2 minutes. ساعدتني بحل المشكلة لدي my issue في دقيقتين in 2 minutes. Recognize يتعرف يميز. John is very good at recognizing wildflowers. John is very good at recognizing wildflowers. جون هو جيد جدا في التعرف أو بتمييز الورود البرية at recognizing wildflowers. Respect يحترم. She was respected by everyone she worked with. She was respected by everyone she worked with. لقد كانت محترمة. She was respected من قبل الجميع الذين عملت معهم. By everyone she worked with. Reduce يقلل يخفض. The business managed to successfully reduce its costs. The business managed to successfully reduce its costs. البزنس أو الشركة the business managed to أي استطاعت بشكل ناجح successfully بأن تقلل أو تخفض reduce مصاريفها its costs. Refuse يرفض. I refuse to answer her questions. I refuse to answer her questions. لقد رفضت أن أجاوب to answer على أسئلتها her questions. Ring يرن. The doorbell rang and he hurried to open it. The doorbell rang and he hurried to open it. جرس الباب the doorbell rang رن وهو أسرع and he hurried لكي يفتحها to open it. Rule يتحكم يحكم. The USA is ruled by elected politicians. The USA is ruled by elected politicians. الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية هي محكمة is ruled by elected politicians بسياسيين منتخبين. Retire يتقاعد. He retired from the army in 1986. He retired from the army in 1986. هو تقاعد من الجيش from the army في سنة 1986. Remain يبقى يظل. She chose to remain at home instead of coming with us. She chose to remain at home instead of coming with us. لقد اختارت بأن تبقى في المنزل. She chose to remain at home بدلاً من instead of أن تأتي معنا coming with us. Rely يعتمد. You can rely on me all the time. You can rely on me all the time. يمكنك أن تعتمد علي on me طول الوقت أو طيل الوقت all the time. Reflect يعكس أو يفكر ملياً. One's words reflect one's thinking. One's words reflect one's thinking. كلمات الشخص one's words تعكس تفكير الشخص reflect one's thinking. Remove يحذف يزيل. Do you know how to remove these stains from my shirt? Do you know how to remove these stains from my shirt? هل تعرف كيف أزيل? Do you know how to remove هذه البقع these stains من قميصي from my shirt. repair يصلح. We are planning to repair the house before winter. We are planning to repair the house before winter. نحن نخطط أن نصلح. We are planning to repair المنزل the house قبل الشتاء before winter. replace يبدل. It costs a lot to replace a tooth. It costs a lot to replace a tooth. إنها تكلف جدا it costs a lot لكي نبدل سن to replace a tooth. rise يزيد أو يرتفع. The tiny airplane rose from the ground. The tiny airplane rose from the ground. الطائرة الصغيرة the tiny airplane ارتفعت من الأرض. rose from the ground. rob يسرق ينهب. 3 people tried to rob the bank. 3 people tried to rob the bank. 3 أشخاص حاولوا أن 3 people tried to يسرقوا البنك. rob the bank. roll يتدحرج يدحرج. The car rolled down into a ditch. The car rolled down into a ditch. تدحرجت السيارة. The car rolled إلى الأسفل داخل حفرة. down into a ditch. ride يقود يركب. We usually ride horses on weekends. We usually ride horses on weekends. نحن في العادة we usually نركب الأحصنة ride horses في عطل نهاية الأسبوع أو في نهاية الأسبوع on weekends. review يراجع يستعرض. Review your notes before the exam. Review your notes before the exam. راجع ملاحظاتك. Review your notes قبل الامتحان. Before the exam. Return يعود أو يرجع. He returned home after missing his family. He returned home after missing his family. لقد رجع إلى المنزل. He returned home بعد افتقاد عائلته. After missing his family. rush يستعجل. Don't rush and always take your time. Don't rush and always take your time. لا تستعجل don't rush ودائما خذ وقتك and always take your time. run يركض. She ran after me to give me my wallet back. She ran after me to give me my wallet back. لقد ركضت ورائي. She ran after me لكي تعطيني to give me محفظتي أو ترجع لي محفظتي to give me my wallet back. rot يعفن. The fruit had been left to rot on the trees. The fruit had been left to rot on the trees. لقد تركت الفاكهة. The fruit had been left لكي تعفن to rot على الشجر on the trees. rub يفرك أو يدلك. Rub the cream in with a circular motion. Rub the cream in with a circular motion. افرك الكريم. Rub the cream in بحركات دائرية أو بحركة دائرية with a circular motion. sacrifice يضحي. She sacrificed her life for her children. She sacrificed her life for her children. لقد ضحت بحياتها. She sacrificed her life من أجل أولادها. For her children. Sadden. يحزن. It saddened me that I would never see her again. It saddened me that I would never see her again. أحزنني أنني لن أراها بعد الآن أو لن أراها مجددا. That I would never see her again. Never تعني أبدا. Sail يبحر. He has an ambition to sail around the world. He has an ambition to sail around the world. لديه طموح. He has an ambition لكي يبحر حول العالم. To sail around the world. Salute يحيي. He saluted his officer by raising his hand. He saluted his officer by raising his hand. لقد حيا ضابطه. He saluted his officer عن طريق رفع يده by raising his hand. Satisfy يرضي يلبي. His answer did not satisfy me. His answer did not satisfy me. جوابه لم يرضيني. Did not satisfy me. Say يقول. He refused to say anything. He refused to say anything. لقد رفض أن يقول أي شيء. Anything. Save يحفظ. في هذه الحالة يدخر. You should save some money for the rainy days. You should save some money for the rainy days. يجدر بك أن تدخر بعض المال. Save some money من أجل الأيام الممطرة. For the rainy days. Scare يرعب. She's very brave and never feels scared. She's very brave and never feels scared. هي شجاعة جدا. She's very brave وأبدا لا تشعر بالخوف. And never feels scared. Scream يصرخ. The seagull would not stop screaming. The seagull would not stop screaming. النورس the seagull لم يتوقف عن الصراخ. Screaming. Search يبحث. Are you still searching for an apartment? Are you still searching for an apartment? هل ما زلت تبحث Are you still searching على شقة for an apartment? Share يشارك. I used to share a bedroom with my brother. I used to share a bedroom with my brother. لقد كنت أشارك I used to share a bedroom غرفة نوم مع أخي with my brother. Slide ينزلق. The country is sliding into chaos. The country is sliding into chaos. الدولة the country هي تنزلق إلى is sliding into الفوضى chaos. Signal يشير. She signaled Jack to be silent. She signaled Jack to be silent. هي أشارت إلى جاك لكي يكون صامتا. To be silent. Sterilize يعقم. The nurse sterilized the needle before using it. The nurse sterilized the needle before using it. الممرضة the nurse عقمت الإبرة sterilized the needle قبل أن تستعملها before using it. stick يلتصق يبقى. Could you stick to the point please? Could you stick to the point please? هل رجاء يمكنك أن تبقى على النقطة أو تبقى على نفس المفهوم الحديث to the point رجاء please. swell يتضخم يتورم. My arm began to swell up after I fell on it. My arm began to swell up after I fell on it. يدي بدأت أن my arm began to تتضخم أو تتورم swell up بعد أن وقعت عليها after I fell on it. supply يزود. The farm supplies apples to merchants. The farm supplies apples to merchants. المزرعة تزود. The farm supplies تفاح apples للتجار to merchants. smash يحطم. The thief smashed a window to get into the car. The thief smashed a window to get into the car. اللص the thief حطم زجاج أو حطم نافذة smashed a window ليدخل إلى السيارة to get into the car. subtract يطرح. If you subtract 5 from 3 you get -2. If you subtract 5 from 3 you get -2. إذا طرحت 5 من 3 أنت تحصل على -2 -2. stare يحدق. Don't stare at people like that. It is rude. Don't stare at people like that. It is rude. لا تحدق على العالم. Don't stare at people بتلك الطريقة. Like that. ذلك فظ أو وقح. It is rude. split ينفصل ينقسم أو يقسم. The prize was split between the winners. The prize was split between the winners. لقد تم قسم الجائزة. The prize was split بين الفائزين between the winners. strive يسعى يناضل. The protests were striving for independence. The protests were striving for independence. الاحتجاجات the protests كانت تسعى أو تناضل من أجل الاستقلال. Were striving for independence. stitch يدرز. Can you stitch my clothes up for me? Can you stitch my clothes up for me? هل يمكنك أن تدرز ثيابي من أجلي؟ My clothes up for me. sneak يتسلل يختلس. I sneaked into the room without anyone seeing me. I sneaked into the room without anyone seeing me. لقد تسللت إلى الغرفة. I sneaked into the room من دون أن يراني أحد. Without anyone seeing me. spend ينفق. The firm has spent thousands of euros on new computers. The firm has spent thousands of euros on new computers. الشركة أو المؤسسة the firm نفقت has spent آلاف اليوروات thousands of euros
على كمبيوترات جديدة on new computers. shoot يطلق النار أو يطلق. They went hunting and shot some deer. They went hunting and shot some deer. لقد ذهبوا للاصطياد. They went hunting وأطلقوا النار وقتلوا and shot بعض من الغزال. Some deer. see يشاهد ينظر. She saw the ship sail into the horizon. She saw the ship sail into the horizon. لقد رأت أو شاهدت الباخرة. She saw the ship تبحر إلى الأفق. Sail into the horizon. seize ينتهز يستولي. The police seized all of his belongings. The police seized all of his belongings. الشرطة استولت على جميع ممتلكاته. Seized all of his belongings. seek يسعى. They came here to seek shelter from the storm. They came here to seek shelter from the storm. لقد أتوا إلى هنا. They came here لكي يسعوا إلى ملجأ to seek shelter من العاصفة from the storm. seem يبدو. She seemed very annoyed after hearing the news. She seemed very annoyed after hearing the news. لقد بدت. She seemed منزعجة جدا very annoyed بعد سماعها للأخبار after hearing the news. select يختار. always select the right tool for the job. Always select the right tool for the job. دائما اختار. Always select الأداة المناسبة the right tool من أجل العمل for the job. sell يبيع. The store sells all kinds of things. The store sells all kinds of things. المتجر يبيع. The store sells كل أنواع all kinds of الأشياء things. set يحدد يضع يضبط. We have set the date for the wedding. We have set the date for the wedding. لقد حددنا أو وضعنا التاريخ. We have set the date من أجل الزفاف for the wedding. set هي نفسها في الماضي والحاضر. send يرسل يبعث. I will send you a copy of the file. I will send you a copy of the file. سوف أرسل لك. I will send you نسخة من الملف. A copy of the file. shake يصافح يهتز. Shake the bottle well before use. Shake the bottle well before use. هز الزجاجة shake the bottle بشكل جيد well قبل الاستعمال before use. shout يصرخ. We heard someone shouting outside. We heard someone shouting outside. لقد سمعنا أحد. We heard someone يصرخ في الخارج shouting outside. shiver يرتعش. The child started to shiver from the cold. The child started to shiver from the cold.
الطفل بدأ أن The child started to shiver يرتعش من البرد from the cold. Shine يلمع أو يشرق. The sun shone through the window. The sun shone through the window. الشمس أشرقت أو أسطعت shone عبر النافذة through the window. Shatter يتحطم يحطم. The explosion shattered the windows. The explosion shattered the windows. الانفجار the explosion حطم النوافذ shattered the windows. Sing يغني. She began singing to the baby. She began singing to the baby. لقد بدأت أن تغني. She began singing للطفل الصغير to the baby. Sit يجلس. I just want to sit down and relax. I just want to sit down and relax. أود فقط أن أجلس. I just want to sit down وأسترخي and relax. Sip يحتسي. I sat sipping coffee. I sat sipping coffee. لقد جلست أحتسي القهوة coffee. Sleep ينام. She slept for half an hour. She slept for half an hour. لقد نامت. She slept لنصف ساعة for half an hour. Smell يشم. I think I can smell something burning. I think I can smell something burning. أظن أنني أستطيع أن أشم. I think I can smell شيء something burning يحترق. Snap يطق. Do you know how to snap your fingers like I do? Do you know how to snap your fingers like I do? هل تعلم كيف تطق أصابعك؟ How to snap your fingers كما أفعل like I do. Sneeze يعطس. I'm allergic to pollen. I always sneeze during spring. I'm allergic to pollen. I always sneeze during spring. أنا أتحسس من غبار الطلع. I'm allergic to pollen. أنا دائما أعطس خلال الربيع. I always sneeze during spring. Sort يصنف. Please sort the documents alphabetically. Please sort the documents alphabetically. رجاء صنف المستندات. Please sort the documents alphabetically بالترتيب الأبجدي. Speak يتكلم يتحدث. We stopped speaking a year ago. We stopped speaking a year ago. لقد توقفنا عن التكلم. We stopped speaking منذ سنة. A year ago. Spell يهجئ. Could you spell your name please? Could you spell your name please? هل تستطيع أن تهجئ؟ Could you spell اسمك your name رجاء please. Spill يدلق. He startled her and made her spill her drink. He startled her and made her spill her drink. لقد أفزعها. He startled her وجعلها and made her تذلق spill شرابها her drink. Spin يدور. The car's wheel is not spinning.
The car's wheel is not spinning. دولاب السيارة the car's wheel هو لا يدور is not spinning. Spit يبزق. The baby spat out its porridge. The baby spat out its porridge. الطفل بزق إلى الخارج. The baby spat out its porridge. شراب الشعير أو طعام الشعير. Its porridge. Spray يرش أو يبخ. She sprayed herself with perfume. She sprayed herself with perfume. لقد بخت نفسها أو رشت نفسها. She sprayed herself بالعطر with perfume. Squeeze يعصر. Would you squeeze the lemons for me, please? Would you squeeze the lemons for me, please? هل بإمكانك أن تعصر الليمون من أجلي؟ The lemons for me, please. رجاءً. Stand يقف. He stood outside the building waiting for her. He stood outside the building waiting for her. لقد وقف خارج المبنى outside the building ينتظرها waiting for her. Start يباشر أو يبدأ. The professor started the lesson by reviewing the last one. The professor started the lesson by reviewing the last one. البروفيسور أو الأستاذ باشر الدرس the lesson بمراجعة آخر واحد by reviewing the last one. State يعلن. The journalist stated that the report is incorrect. The journalist stated that the report is incorrect. الصحفي the journalist أعلن stated أن التقرير that the report هو غير صحيح is incorrect. Stay يبقى. You stay here and I will be back soon. You stay here and I'll be back soon. أنت انتظر هنا أو ابقى هنا. You stay here وأنا سوف أعود بعد قليل. And I will be back soon. قريبا. Steal يسرق. Thieves stole her bicycle. Thieves stole her bicycle. لصوص thieves سرقوا stole دراجتها her bicycle. Sting يلسع. He was stung by a bee. He was stung by a bee. لقد تم لسعه he was stung من قبل نحلة by a bee. Stir يقلب يحرك. Don't forget to stir your coffee. Don't forget to stir your coffee. لا تنسى بأن تحرك قهوتك. Stop يتوقف. They stopped eating meat last year. They stopped eating meat last year. لقد توقفوا عن أكل اللحم. They stopped eating meat السنة الماضية. Last year. Store يخزن. Store the cake in the fridge. Store the cake in the fridge. خزن أو احتفظ بالجاتو أو الكيك the cake في البراد in the fridge. Stress يؤكد. The president stressed the need for reform. The president stressed the need for reform. الرئيس the president أكد الحاجة stressed the need من أجل الإصلاح for reform.
stretch يمط يتمدد. Make sure you always stretch before training. Make sure you always stretch before training. تأكد من أنك دائما تتمدد. Make sure you always stretch قبل التمرين before training. Study يدرس. She studies harder than any other student in the class. She studies harder than any other student in the class. هي تدرس بشدة أو بقوة أكثر من أي طالب آخر في الصف. Harder than any other student in the class. Subscribe يشترك. I subscribed to this new news channel. I subscribed to this new news channel. أنا اشتركت بهذه القناة الإخبارية الجديدة. This new news channel. Succeed ينجح. The project seems unlikely to succeed. The project seems unlikely to succeed. المشروع the project يبدو seems من غير المرجح أن ينجح. Unlikely to succeed. Suffer يعاني. Do you suffer from migraine? Do you suffer from migraine? هل تعاني من الشقيقة؟ Do you suffer from migraine؟ أو الصداع النصفي migraine. Suggest يقترح يوحي. I suggest you take the train instead of the taxi. I suggest you take the train instead of the taxi. أنا أقترح أن تأخذ القطار. You take the train بدلا من instead of التاكسي. The taxi. Suppose يفترض. What do you suppose he wanted? What do you suppose he wanted? ماذا تفترض? What do you suppose هو أراد? He wanted. Support يدعم. Many people support the new changes in the country. Many people support the new changes in the country. العديد من الناس تدعم. Many people support التغييرات الجديدة the new changes في الدولة. The new changes in the country. Surround يحاوط. Tall trees surround the lake. Tall trees surround the lake. أشجار طويلة tall trees تحاوط البحيرة surround the lake. Swallow يبتلع. I have a sore throat and it hurts to swallow. I have a sore throat and it hurts to swallow. لدي التهاب أو احتقان في الحلق. I have a sore throat وإنها توجع أو تؤلم and it hurts أن أبتلع to swallow. Survive ينجو. Everyone on the airplane survived the crash. Everyone on the airplane survived the crash. الجميع على متن الطائرة everyone on the airplane نجوا من التحطم survived the crash. Sweat يعرق. I always sweat at night. I always sweat at night. أنا دائما أعرق في الليل أو عند الليل at night. Swim يسبح. I prefer to swim in the sea. I prefer to swim in the sea. أنا أفضل أن أسبح. I prefer to swim في البحر in the sea. Swing يتأرجح. She kept swinging her legs back and forth. She kept swinging her legs back and forth. هي استمرت بأن تؤرجح قدميها. She kept swinging her legs إلى الخلف وللأمام. Back and forth. Talk. يتحدث. He refuses to talk to his family members. He refuses to talk to his family members. هو يرفض أن يتكلم. He refuses to talk لأفراد عائلته. To his family members. Take. يأخذ. She takes 2 pills a day. She takes 2 pills a day. هي تأخذ حبتين في اليوم. A day. Transform. يتحول أو يحول. He transformed his body completely by going to the gym. He transformed his body completely by going to the gym. هو حول جسمه بشكل كامل. His body completely عن طريق الذهاب إلى النادي الرياضي. By going to the gym. Train. يتدرب أو يدرب. They trained the dogs to stop barking. They trained the dogs to stop barking. لقد دربوا الكلاب. They trained the dogs لكي يتوقفوا عن النباح. To stop barking. Test. يفحص. They decided to test the theory. They decided to test the theory. لقد قرروا أن يفحصوا النظرية. To test the theory. Tie. يربط. Tie the knot as tight as you can. Tie the knot as tight as you can. اربط العقدة. Tie the knot as tight as you can. بأكثر شكل ضيق تستطيع. Taste. يذوق. Would you like to taste my soup? Would you like to taste my soup? هل تود أن تذوق حسائي. My soup. Teach. يدرس. يعلم. I taught them how to use the computer. I taught them how to use the computer. لقد درستهم أو علمتهم. I taught them كيف يستعملوا. How to use الحاسوب. The computer. Think. يفكر. I often think of you at night. I often think of you at night. أنا أفكر بك كثيرا. I often think of you خلال الليل. At night. Thank. يشكر. I would like to thank you for your help. I would like to thank you for your help. أنا أود أن أشكرك. I would like to thank you لمساعدتك. For your help. Throw. يرمي. I never throw anything away. I never throw anything away. أنا أبدا لا أتخلص من أي شيء. Throw away أي يتخلص. Touch. يلمس. Don't touch the door. The paint is wet. Don't touch the door. The paint is wet. لا تلمس الباب. Don't touch the door. الطلاء ما زال مبتلا. The paint is wet. Toss. يلقي. يرمي. Let's toss a coin to see who goes first. Let's toss a coin to see who goes first. دعنا نرمي قطعة معدنية. A coin. لنرى. To see. من يبدأ أولا. Who goes first. Tend. ينزع إلى. يميل. People tend to eat more in winter. People tend to eat more in winter. الناس تعتاد أن تأكل أكثر في الشتاء. Translate يترجم. Can you help me translate the text to Arabic? Can you help me translate the text to Arabic? هل يمكنك أن تساعدني أن أترجم translate النص the text إلى العربية to Arabic. Travel يسافر. Someday I would like to travel abroad. Someday I would like to travel abroad. في يوم من الأيام someday أنا أود أن أسافر I would like to travel إلى الخارج abroad. Treat يعامل أو يعالج. Treat other people as you want them to treat you. Treat other people as you want them to treat you. عامل الناس الآخرين treat other people كما تريدهم as you want them أن يعاملوك to treat you. Try يجرب. Have you tried flying in an airplane? Have you tried flying in an airplane? هل حاولت أو هل جربت أن تطير في طيارة؟ Flying in an airplane. Turn يقلب أو ينعطف. Turn left at the next crossroads. Turn left at the next crossroads. انعطف يسارا عند تقاطع الطرق القادم. At the next crossroads. Trust يثق. I should never have trusted her. I should never have trusted her. أنا لم ينبغي علي أبدا أن أثق بها. I should never have trusted her. Type يكتب على الهاتف أو الحاسوب. Can I write on paper instead of typing on the keyboard? Can I write on paper instead of typing on the keyboard? هل يمكنني أن أكتب على الورقة؟ Can I write on paper بدلا من أن أكتب instead of typing على لوحة المفاتيح on the keyboard. Understand يفهم. I don't understand what you are trying to say. I don't understand what you're trying to say. أنا لا أفهم ماذا أنت تحاول أن تقول. What you are trying to say. Urge يحث. I strongly urge you to give up smoking. I strongly urge you to give up smoking. أنا أحثك بشكل قوي. I strongly urge you أن تترك التدخين. To give up smoking. Use يستعمل. Can I use your phone please? Can I use your phone please? هل يمكنني أن أستعمل هاتفك؟ Can I use your phone؟ رجاءً. Please. Vanish يختفي. The magician made the rabbit vanish. The magician made the rabbit vanish. الساحر the magician جعل الأرنب made the rabbit يختفي vanish. Value يقدر. His house was valued at $10,000. His house was valued at $10,000. لقد تم تقدير منزله. His house was valued إلى $10,000 at $10,000. Verify يثبت. The story was verified by another source. The story was verified by another source. القصة the story تم إثباتها was verified من قبل مصدر آخر by another source. Vomit يتقيأ. The sickness made him vomit. The sickness made him vomit. المرض جعله يتقيأ. Made him أي جعله أو أجبره أن يتقيأ. Vomit. Violate يخرق ينتهك. They violated the terms of the company. They violated the terms of the company. لقد اخترقوا أو انتهكوا شروط الشركة. The terms of the company. Wake يوقظ. Be careful not to wake the baby. Be careful not to wake the baby. كن حذرا. Be careful أن لا توقظ. Not to wake الطفل. The baby. Want يريد. I want to move to another country. I want to move to another country. أنا أريد أن أنتقل to move إلى بلد آخر. To another country. Wander يتجول يترحل. I wandered through the narrow streets. I wandered through the narrow streets. أنا تجولت عبر through الطرق أو الشوارع الضيقة. The narrow streets. Waste يهدر. We can't afford to waste water. We can't afford to waste water. لا يمكننا أن نتحمل أن. We can't afford to نهدر المياه. Waste water. Water يسقي. Please don't forget to water my plants. Please don't forget to water my plants. رجاء لا تنسى أن تسقي. Please don't forget to water نباتاتي. My plants. Wear يرتدي. Should I wear the yellow or the dark red sweater? Should I wear the yellow or the dark red sweater? هل ينبغي علي أن أرتدي السترة الصفراء the yellow أو الحمراء الداكنة the dark red سترة sweater. Wave يلوح. He waved to me from the train. He waved to me from the train. لقد لوح لي. He waved to me من القطار. From the train. Welcome يرحب. We welcome you to our lovely hotel. We welcome you to our lovely hotel. نحن نرحب بك. We welcome you إلى فندقنا المريح أو الجميل. To our lovely hotel. Withdraw ينسحب. The troops withdrew from the region. The troops withdrew from the region. القوات the troops انسحبت من withdrew from المنطقة the region. Whisper يهمس. She whispered something in her ear and then left. She whispered something in her ear and then left. لقد همست شيئا. She whispered something في أذنها in her ear ومن ثم غادرت and then left. Watch يشاهد يراقب. You must watch your diet during pregnancy. You must watch your diet during pregnancy. يجب عليك أن تراقبي حميتك الغذائية your diet خلال الحمل during pregnancy. Warn يحذر. I warned you to watch out, but you never listen. I warned you to watch out, but you never listen. لقد حذرتك. I warned you لكي تنتبه to watch out ولكن أنت أبدا لا تسمع but you never listen. wet يبلل. He wetted a finger and flicked through the pages. He wetted a finger and flicked through the pages. لقد بلل إصبع. He wetted a finger وقلب عبر الصفحات through the pages. wish يتمنى. I wish the world was a peaceful place. I wish the world was a peaceful place. أتمنى لو كان العالم I wish the world was مكان آمن a peaceful place. work يعمل. The engineer started working on the project. The engineer started working on the project. المهندس بدأ العمل. The engineer started working على المشروع on the project. worry يقلق. You have to stop worrying about the future. You have to stop worrying about the future. يجب عليك أن تتوقف عن القلق. You have to stop worrying عن المستقبل أو بشأن المستقبل about the future. worship يعبد. The Maya built pyramids to worship their gods. The Maya built pyramids to worship their gods. المايا بنوا built في الماضي pyramids أهرامات لكي يعبدوا to worship إلهاتهم their gods. write يكتب. I never thought to write a book. It is a fun idea. I never thought to write a book. It is a fun idea. أنا لم أفكر أبداً بأن أكتب كتاب. I never thought to write a book. إنها فكرة مسلية. It is a fun idea. yell يصرخ يصيح. He lost his temper and started yelling. He lost his temper and started yelling. لقد خسر أعصابه وبدأ أن يصرخ. He lost his temper and started yelling. yawn يتثاءب. He began yawning and looking at his watch. He began yawning and looking at his watch. لقد بدأ أن يتثاءب. He began yawning وأن ينظر إلى ساعته and looking at his watch.